CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code.
Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be looking at the Season 22 tech tree and just kind of theory crafting what we can come up with in terms of a decent tech path. Now, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to break down here. So, guys, if you do enjoy the videos and you want to make sure you don't miss the live stream that's going to happen, when is it? Tomorrow morning at like 4 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the stupid bell thing if you want to be notified. You can just click it off after the live stream if you don't want to be notified for every video. That's up to you. But yep. All right. And oh, don't forget to use the code chicken if you're going to grab instant training for the season. So let's go ahead and talk about this, guys. So there's a lot of stuff before two engines. We actually have Bullet at 2 ER, which is really different. I don't think we've ever had a hero that early on, especially one as strong as Bullet. But look at the path to get to him. It's very expensive. Whether you're going and saving up and you're going through the third engine, which I would recommend. I don't think we're going to need Rifleman or this multi-node. I think, yeah, I don't think Bullet is going to be the answer early on. I think we should probably skip him. I think this season my plan is going to be, you know, subject to change, of course. Don't hold me to this. It kind of develops as the season goes on, as you guys know. But we'll keep you up to date on all the changes every day. But yeah, I think skipping Bullet is going to be the way to go. And I don't know about the explosive drones, man. Like, there's a lot of hype coming into the season with the sneak peeks and stuff that they're going to be able to take out engine rooms. When they could very well end up being, you know, part of the meta. But I think what's going to be better off, you know, we have critters after 4 ERs. We're going to be able to throw shock bombs. You know, that's your damage on the engine rooms as far as I'm concerned. You know, these are expensive, but at the same time, boom cannons we're going to have to get. Building health we're probably going to have to get. Well, of course we're going to have to get. So, they're really not that far out of the way, even though they are, you know what I mean? And you know, if we go the bottom path, like the Flare Warrior Flamethrower down here, and we skip out on Bullet, and we skip out on explosive drones, I feel like that's going to put us at a pretty significant disadvantage in terms of attacking, because, I mean, even if the plan is to get to 4 quickly and get to, you know, Barrage is going to be, I think Barrage is going to be huge this season, guys. I think Barrage and Artillery are going to be a complete menace to deal with, because we have low building health, and we have low troop health. There's only the one building health, so Barrage is going to be strong there. And then we don't have another building health until, yeah, it's only 100 building health this season, I believe, right? We don't have another building health to the very, very end of the tech tree. So, I mean, Barrage is going to be a thing all season long, and it's early enough. So, I'm thinking that the path right out of the gates might just be go straight to Barrage, because smokes are also going to be helpful if we can smoke our heavies. But we might be using heavies and Zookas, which, again, you know, I think if the meta does, you know, prove to be heavies and Zookas, getting Bullet, then it's only one tech node out of the way, and it's only mortars. They're not that expensive. So, you know, it kind of remains to be seen. I'm leaning towards the bottom path being the right play. And maybe going up, grabbing Barrage early, you know, grabbing a Sky Shield, and then just getting to 4 ERs, you know, because then we're going to have troop damage. Things start to really open up after 4 ERs. Now, rocket launchers. Rocket launchers are going to be a nightmare to deal with this season because we don't have any troop health. So that basically just amps up, you know, the rocket launchers, which are already a pretty formidable defense. And, you know, they're always in the defensive meta for each season. It just, the thing with rockets is it depends. It's one of those things where they're so expensive. It's always like, do you get it now or do you come back and get it later? I think rockets this season are going to be, you know, you want to get them right away. I think rockets are going to be huge, like I said, because there's not a lot of troop health. So, and if we are using heavies and Zookas, because here's the thing, I mean, it's heavies and Zookas, or it's all heavies for a very long time. We don't have bombers until after 5 ERs. We don't have bombers or seekers until after 5 ERs. Until then, we're stuck using heavies, or we're using heavy Zooka, or we're using heavy Zooka Bullet. Warriors aren't going to be a thing, especially with no troop health. Riflemen, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think, again, the low troop health makes them, pretty useless. So I would probably skip that. And I think, because of the low troop health, heavy rushing is going to be hard. Especially, if we don't have flares. Flares come after the third engine. Again, that's going to be expensive if you're getting bullet. You're either getting bullet or flares on day 1 or 2. Most people probably aren't getting both. Well, they definitely aren't getting both on the first day. So that's going to affect things as well. So I mean, we're going to have heavies, and yeah, it's going to be a heavy rush, but this season might not be a base race, right? We might see that because of the low troop health. We might see a lot of fizzles. We might see a lot of troops dying out. It's going to be tougher for those people that do choose to not get instant training, so make sure you are stocked and loaded up on IT, guys. You're going to need it this season for sure. But yeah, so then I guess just moving along, we got some weak prototypes, level 1 and 2 over here. We have a multi-node that we have to get over here, which is kind of interesting. I mean, if they're going to, if you're going to put a node in front of an engine room, that we have to unlock it, this isn't really a key vacuum in my opinion, because you get some benefit from that. This is a key vacuum. That just wastes your keys. The mechs, they're useless. So, yeah. At least do a multi-node or something just to make it interesting, which is, another conversation for another day. But, yeah, so then we get up to, we're past the 4th ER now. We've got troop damage, we've got rockets, the crystal shield projector. I think it's supposed to say protector. Maybe it is projector, I don't know. Yeah, and then it's, you're either getting shock launchers and artillery, or you're going straight up to 5. Now, that's going to be kind of more, dependent on where you're at, but I still think you want to stay the bottom path, and you want to go Seekers. What's the difference in keys here? Yeah, definitely not Everspark. Seekers, rocket choppers, and then bombers, and then go straight to 6. Because what we want to make sure this season, we don't want to unlock a bunch of stuff. We want to make sure that we get to 70 Rs, because a lot of people aren't going to have the keys to get there. Because when we get to 70 yards, we get the extra building health, we get the troop damage. We got the troop health over here, right before the heavy choppers, and we got Kavan. So, I think it's very important to kind of calculate your keys so you know that you're going to be able to get to the end of the tech tree this season. Because I do believe that's going to be huge. This season is going to come... I don't think there's going to be a ton of effective tech. I think it's really going to come down to the last few days and where you're at with your keys and what you need to get in terms of that stuff. But yeah, so I'm leaning towards the bottom path. It's a little bit bland, it's a little bit boring, but I think it's going to pay off in the long run. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments. This is what I'm most interested about, though. So, Mr. Explosive Drones. So you get 5 critters, and they do 20,000 damage a second. So damage per shot. So they do 2,000 times 5. So they do 10,000 damage. I don't know why it says they do 20,000 damage a second, but the whole cluster of them does 10,000 damage. Now, if we look at the engine room health at here, it's 22,000. So, if the math is correct, we need about 2 or 3 explosive drones will take out an engine room all on their own. But this seems to be said for Barrage, right? And Barrage is probably going to help us out later on, because drones, yeah, they might be meta for, engine room 3 or 4, but will they be the whole season? Probably not. Especially the fact that they stay in place. They're not like critters. When you throw critters, they run and spread out, and you can open up a lot of mines with critters. With explosive drones, you throw them and they stick there for a second, and if there's any mines, they actually kill them before they move. They don't have a lot of health. They die pretty easily, which is also what I'm thinking, ways to counter them. You can simply put mines on an engine room around it. That's going to take up one shot of explosive drones. So then you still need 2 shots. So they're getting expensive to throw at this point, right? Now, it doesn't tell us how much they cost GBE wise. I don't think it's crazy expensive. It's a gunboat ability, so I mean it's going to be cheapen up. But we don't have a ton of GBE at this point. We just have the gunboat, so it's yeah, it's nothing too crazy. We're not gonna be able to throw tons of them right off the bat, but that's just what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking for this season, right out of the gates. I'm thinking we play it safe, but it remains to be seen. It is subject to change, of course. And yeah, guys, make sure you tune in to the live stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We wake up in the middle of the night and we push for an hour or two and try to get off to a good start. So I hope that helps you out. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.